Francois, how are you?
Long time no see.
It's lovely to see you again.
I want to introduce you here to Clara. She works with the museum team.
Clara.
And Sofia, in charge of our product department for several years now.
It's a pleasure to open up the doors to you today and show you some of our amazing savoir-faire and craftsmanship and everything about the brand. So looking forward to it.
What I do believe that we have in common between the two brands, Ralph and Russo and Audemars Piguet, it's pretty simple. It starts always with people, talent, craftsmanship, and a vision. And I'm sure that Tamara could tell pretty much the same thing on what she did with Ralph and Russo.
Yeah, I mean, although we're quite a relatively young luxury brand, you know, I have 4 generations of craftsmanship and couture in my family. So really at the heart and soul of the brand and what both of our brands build our pillars on is craftsmanship and quality and design, and all of that, you know, really is something that we has a starting point for each and everything that we create. Normally, the first step of the creative process starts from an inspiration. And, you know, I get inspiration from everywhere, whether it be art, architecture, travel. I do a lot of the sketching as well. This is also very, very important, right down to, you know, rough initial sketches such as this to kind of just develop the first initial ideas before it goes into several other stages. I think that design is always about the whole. You know, it's not just about one element.
In terms of design in Audemars Piguet, we have a woman who is an icon, is Jacqueline Dimier. She's the first person to have designed a royal oak for women.
Oh, gorgeous.
She decided to make some unconventional choices and she chose to retain the essence of the men designs.
This is very beautiful, this piece.
When we started the company in the 1890s, we started to make very small mechanisms which were complicated. They were minute repeaters, so they were chiming watches that were made for women. And because they were very small, it taught us how to actually develop and make them bigger to finally end up on men's wrists.
That's so nice. See, women are behind everything, really.
A watch is a beautiful object, but we have also some very complex mechanism. Here, the idea on the Royal Oak concept was to introduce in the collection a feminine watch inspired by the men's watch from 2002. We start with some sketches, like you, and then we work on a technical construction with a CGI, and we launch several prototypes to find the best watch with a perfect aesthetic that takes into account all the feasibility constraints. This year we launched a new Royal Oak with a new case size of 34mm and a new self-winding movement.
Yeah, the detail is beautiful. So I also wanted to show you a little bit of some of the work that we're very famous for. The embroidery work is really part of each stage of the couture process and some of the most intricate pieces. All of the design work for the embroidery is created in-house and then created by hand over the piece.
It's beautiful, Tamara. At my turn, I will take you in the Musée Atelier. We are in the center of the museum, where we have an engraver, a jeweler, and a stone setter, Sylvain. Next to Sylvain, we have another craftsman. Yvan is our jeweler.
On the Royal Oak concept, we frosted the top of the watch. It's a dammering technique that consists in giving a sparkling effect.
It's similar to embroidery work almost. It's very beautiful, this technique on metal.
I always start with a dream because basically I ask all the people who work towards the watches, whether on the outside of the watch, so the case or the bracelet, or the inside of the watch, the mechanisms, I tell them, think with no boundaries, think with no walls, just always think dream.
From a creative point of view, you know, for us, it's very, very important to always stay ahead of the curve creatively as well, not just from a business point of view. And so with that, we're always innovating in-house and pushing the boundaries. The pandemic also taught us was to push forward, thinking differently in areas such as digital and things like that. And, you know, recently we showed the first digital presentation of couture, for example, and, you know, this is a product category that has 100 years of craftsmanship and quality that's all handmade, and we pushed it into a digital direction. I wanted to welcome you into our private couture maison, which is really lovely and where all of our couture collections are housed and where all of our clients come. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a tour. We've had this space for several years, and what I wanted was to have a maison where they could come, feel at home, spend the time, do the shopping, try on all the pieces. I sit down. It's a very collaborative process with them, actually.
This is absolutely stunning.
We want it to be like a family.
I always love that piece.
It's actually a pearlescent paillette, and it's all hand embroidered. And it's actually the rosette detail is one of our famous details from our very first couture collection.
This is actually our new museum. It's a complete spiral with absolutely no walls. For me, the true notion of luxury today is the fact that we can welcome pretty much anyone if we can give you the perception that you're going to travel in time and we're going to deliver special emotions. When you come to see us here at Audemars Piguet in Switzerland, this feel of belonging has been extremely important. At Audemars Piguet, we want people to feel that they belong no matter who they are.
Very nicely said. I mean, I think that connectivity, really resonates with clients. And I think, to feel a part of something is really, really important. For Ralph and Russo, we always had a vision to build a global luxury house, one that encompasses, many different product categories.
So I'm going to challenge you to design one or two of our watches going forward. I want the Tamara version of Audemars Piguet.
It will be a pleasure. I would love that.
Now we have a deal.
Perfect. Love it. Take care.
Thank you so much.